There's a rare kind of person who doesn't react. They anticipate. They don't speak to be heard, they speak to be remembered. And when they move, it's never random, it's deliberate, calculated, controlled. They think 10 moves ahead, while everyone else is busy explaining their first. Today, I'm going to show you how to build the strategist's mind, how to think like a long game player in conversations, decisions, and relationships, so you stop being played and start quietly winning. Because power isn't about aggression, it's about foresight. Stay to the end, because I'll reveal a subtle psychological trick to read people's future moves before they make them. Section 1. The first rule: don't react, observe. The average mind reacts instantly. The strategist waits, watches, and collects data. When someone insults you, the emotional mind wants to respond, defend, or justify. But the strategic mind knows. Reactions reveal patterns. Every word you speak in defense tells the other person how to control you next time. Silence, however, creates uncertainty. And uncertainty is leverage. Try this. Next time your boss criticizes you in a meeting, don't rush to explain. Pause for 2 seconds. Breathe. Then say calmly, "That's an interesting point. Can you elaborate?" He just flipped the dynamic. They expected emotion. He gave them curiosity. And in that silence, they realize they're no longer in control of the frame. That's the first sign of a strategist. They shift the frame without raising their voice. Section 2. Think like a chess player, not a checkers player. Life is chess, not checkers. Most people play for position. Strategists play for control of the board. When making a decision, personal or professional, don't ask, "What gets me what I want right now?" Ask, "What gets me options 3 moves from now?" That is how you stop being manipulated. You stop chasing instant wins and start engineering inevitable ones. Example: you're in a negotiation for a raise. The amateur says, "I deserve more because I've worked hard." The strategist says, "I've noticed you're expanding the team next quarter. How are you planning to retain your current top performers?" You just reframed the entire negotiation around their problem, not yours. You're not asking, you're positioning. That's foresight. Before we go any farther, if you're fascinated by how charisma, influence, and psychology intertwine, subscribe right now and join this community of deep thinkers who study mental power like an art form. Each week, we dive deeper into the mind, persuasion, control, and the science of presence. Hit subscribe and unlock your next level of perception. Section 3. Read intentions, not words. People rarely tell you their motives, they leak them. In relationships, conversations, or meetings, listen for energy shifts. When someone suddenly over-explains, they're hiding something. When they redirect questions, they're protecting an angle. When they repeat your words, they're measuring how much control you have. A strategist doesn't interrupt those patterns, they log them. Try this simple habit. After every important conversation, write down 3 things. 1. What they said. 2. What they didn't say. And 3. How they reacted when you spoke. Do that for 30 days, and you'll start seeing invisible threads, motives, alliances, insecurities. Most people rely on intuition. The strategist relies on evidence. Section 4. Master emotional neutrality. Emotional neutrality doesn't mean you don't feel. It means you never let your emotions vote on your decisions. Every powerful manipulator feeds on emotion, fear, anger, desire. If you can't be triggered, you can't be controlled. Example: your partner tries to guilt trip you during an argument. If you really cared, you'd do it my way. A reactive mind defends. A strategic mind says, "I do care, that's why I'm not making emotional decisions right now." You didn't fight emotion with emotion. You neutralized the energy and reclaimed control of the narrative. Section 5. Anticipate behavior through predictive thinking. You don't need psychic powers to predict people, you just need pattern memory. When someone shows you how they handle pressure, rejection, or reward, you've seen their next 5 moves. Example: if your coworker always blames others when a project fails, don't wait for fairness, prepare for deflection. If your friend praises you in public but undermines you in private, understand their ego runs on competition. Predictive thinking is the core of foresight. Write this down. Past behavior is not a reference, it's a forecast. Section 6. The long game influence without forcing influence isn't about power plays or domination. It's about subtle control through consistency and patience. When you act with calm certainty long enough, people begin to orbit your composure. They mirror your pace. They adjust their tone. You become the psychological metronome of the room. That's real power, influence without effort. Start small. In your next conversation, slow your breathing and lower your voice slightly. Watch what happens. Their body unconsciously syncs to your rhythm. That's biological leadership, calm dominance without aggression. Section 7. The final discipline. Detach from outcomes. The last rule of the strategist's mind is detachment. The person who needs to win is already vulnerable. The person who can walk away wins before the game starts. Whether it's relationships, negotiations, or arguments, detachment signals strength. It says, I am here by choice, not desperation. You stop chasing validation and start demanding respect quietly. Because in the end, every conversation, every deal, every argument isn't about the other person. It's about your control of self. And when you master that, you've already won the long game. Final words. The strategist's mind isn't about manipulation, it's about liberation. Freedom from knee-jerk reactions, emotional chaos, and predictable thinking. Start training today. 1. Pause before reacting. 2. Map before deciding. And 3. Remember every word, every silence, every movement is either a move on the board or a piece being moved. The choice is yours. Want to command perception and master the unseen rules of influence? Check the pinned comment for my top resource, The Complete Guide to Dark Psychology 13-inch-1.